I'm trying.
One of the things that we need to make absolutely certain is number one, that my damn mic is not muted. All right. Yeah. A couple of disclaimers, if you will. Live with the Shaman is an adult channel. We do use rather colorful language, and we do talk about topics that are not always politically correct. And of course, for those of you parentals out there that might be worried about an adult channel being full of porn, nope, we save that for after the broadcast, and then you can watch whatever porn you want. But this broadcast will never display any pornographic messages at all. Right. We simulcast on Discord. Looks like we have a relatively full house this morning. Our topic is going to be Make Me a Shaman. Make me a shaman. Well, let's first talk about our sponsor, Loki's Playground, over on PlayStation 4. Loki's Playground, those of you that are watching the video, there's a URL in the bottom right hand corner where you can go to the Discord channel for that server and get whatever information you need, and they will happily embrace you and invite you in. It's a very busy server. There's a lot of population, and it's growing all the time. As you can tell by the specifications, it is a hell of a server. Alright, hello Discord.
Good morning.
Damn, don't everybody talk at once. Shit.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think they're all talked out from Open Pagan Church. Not.
No, the precursor from between the two.
All right. So, I mean...
Wasn't that a warm-up?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, make me a shaman. Okay?
Okay, poof, you're a shaman.
Poof, you're a shaman. And that's where I was going. I cannot make you anything.
Sure you can. All you have to do is read the first 2 pages of a Cunningham book and poof, you're a shaman.
You? No, Cunningham is not shaman. Bless his heart.
Oh, come on now. He is the end-all be-all advice columnist and or reference of all intelligent life when it comes to pagans, isn't
Baby, I'll make you
Puke. Well, I mean, you know, those that, in all honesty, right, in all fairness, those who are interested in learning what shamanism is shamanism for you? Hell, I don't know. If you decide shamanism's for you, I may ask you if you've lost your mind. I never had a mind to lose, so I fit perfectly in shamanism.
Anybody that's seen a movie about shamans knows that it's just as easy as deciding that you are, isn't it?
Sure. Sure. I woke up one day and decided I was shaman. Yeah, it required no training, and anybody that knows me knows I'm talking out my ass because my mouth knows better right now. But it's like any other path. I mean, you know what? You woke up one morning and decided you were a grand druid. You woke up one morning and decided you were a 4th degree in Wicca.
Hey, I went to a Christmas ceremony one time at a Catholic church, and now I'm a priest.
Right.
You can't tell that this is one of our hot button topics, can you?
Right. I love it. I have more fun with this topic when I do it, and I cannot figure out for the fucking life of me where my chat portion of... What the fuck? Where did my chat portion of hopefully if you could
You can't tell this is one of our hot button topics, can you?
where did my goddamn text portion of Discord go? All I got is 5 little fucking icons. What the hell? Alright, anyway, to hell with it. No one, okay? For the young people and the older people alike that are coming into the Live with the Shaman channel, either on Facebook, YouTube, or lbry.tv, any of our channels that we sign that we upload to archives on, no one can make you anything. You'll hear some witch covens say, "Join us, we'll turn you into a witch." Yeah, well, whoever double buzzed at the same time timed that just right. You'll hear some, you'll see all over the freaking internet where you've got unscrupulous shamans out there going, "Pay me $200 and I will make you a shaman."
Oh, Paul's listening, by the way. He's coming in.
Right. So
You could have a lot of money, Don.
I guess,
No, you shouldn't.
I mean, hell, I'm sitting here doing this shit for free, and these bastards out here are living in $1 million homes because stupid fucking people are paying them to make them a shaman. And when you sit there and you talk to them for about 10 minutes, you have absolutely no idea. They have absolutely no idea when they when you say, "Okay, well, what is your philosophy of shamanism?" And they look at you with a deer in the headlights look, like, "Duh, gee, Wally, I don't know." Okay.
I will mention no names, but we had a certain druid associated with the group at one time that used his teaching methods to recruit young men to have sex with.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I wasn't a member
I
of the
know a
group for
couple
long.
of Wiccan people like that too.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I was accused of
So
doing
it's
the
like,
same thing.
Bend over, baby. I'll make you a druid.
All right. And a reach around to boot. Ew.
Somewhere in the pantheon of all Celtic gods, somebody is gonna bitch slap that person.
Only thing is, he dropped out of that and tried to become a Catholic priest.
What did he think his prospects were better there?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We're going down a really dark rabbit hole.
Dark tunnel.
Hey,
And,
you picked the
I
topic.
told you that open church was a warm up.
well, yeah, I mean, open
Yeah,
pagan,
it's an adult channel. Let's have fun.
well, yeah, I mean, open pagan church is a family channel. We kind of keep it kind of sort of borderline light and fluffy, and as Live with the Shaman, Lester's favorite tagline: "I don't give a fuck."
Don, there's nothing light and fluffy about you.
True that.
Oh, I don't know. You have to see him when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his beard is light and fluffy.
Thanks, Lester.
No, he has bed beard.
He's got bed beard.
Bed hair? No, he's got a rat nest.
You got to understand, back in the day when we were doing Hawkwood, or Hawkwood was doing us,
Yeah.
there was more than one morning I stumbled out of bed with a couple of tagalongs, if
Oh,
you
well,
will.
yeah.
Um,
The dog.
and, I was a whore dog. Yep, absolutely. Me, I just now, at 58 years old, I still have the mentality of a whore dog. I just can't whore the dog no more. I know, TMI.
And the dog is grateful.
Right. Oh, come on, Jamie. Jamie, didn't you know back in the day when you were living in Minnesota and I was working in Beaumont, there were a number of people that said we were having an affair.
Uh-huh. Hey, Jamie. Meet Paul, my husband. Paul, this is Jamie.
I'll
Hi,
be
Paul.
back.
Hello.
Paul's a witch, but we don't hold it against him.
Yeah. Jamie is an old
Ooh.
friend of Dawn's and ours.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I've known her since
Old, huh?
Old.
Methuselah old?
Methuselah old.
Just old.
Oh,
Hey, you guys, my birthday is literally on the 14th, and I am not that old. I am only 53, which makes me younger than Don, which makes Don.
You're the same age as me, and I'm still older than him.
Okay.
that's because Don is only 4 years old.
I'm 4 years old. I'm 4 years old.
Uh-oh. Here's Clint. Clint,
Clint
calm
says
down.
taking Jessica to work. Clint is taking Jessica to work.
Ah.
So, Don, did we enjoy this affair? Because I seem to have forgotten.
I'm not sure. I don't remember it either.
I remember
The mind
those
splits with
rumors.
age.
I remember those rumors because I went over the house and it's like, oh, there's a rumor going around that, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, but I mean, if I
At
shagged,
that point in time, there was a lot of rumors going around.
I mean, yeah, if I shagged half of the people that the community said I shagged,
Oh, God.
I'd never be able to go to work.
Well, you did a quarter of them.
Okay, well, maybe I did a quarter of them, but I don't remember. But seriously, can anybody make anybody anything?
Nope. You either are or you're not.
Yeah, you are what you are.
I mean,
I think, honestly, I guess my personal opinion is I do not side with the idea that you were born a shaman or you were born anything. I think it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of research, a lot of practice, a lot of acknowledging your own faults and failures so that you can figure out how to make yourself a better person. And I think it takes...
well, yeah, I mean, I agree and disagree. I mean, hi Dave, I've had this idea of this lifestyle thing as far back as I can remember. And
Agreed.
I never knew what it was called. I just knew that I wasn't. Oh, I'm opening myself up for this one, and I know it.
Come on.
I wasn't like anybody else. I mean, yeah, go ahead. All the people I ran with, all of my quote friends in school, I seem to understand from a different perspective on another plane who needed what needed what needed to be done. The lifestyle of understanding and accepting some form of androgynous great being that we now call the Great Spirit, which is neither male nor female, but both aspects. It's energy. But the philosophy of shamanism, yeah, like Jamie said, it comes to you through the years, just like druid, witchcraft, fae, whatever. I mean, yeah, okay. If you're raised in an environment where the terminology is used, where you get to see the different aspects of the different traditions within paganism, you may have a name for what you are. And in the Grove of the Celtic Shaman, we're perfectly fine with people coming in, reading the tradition, watching our training videos that are on Facebook, YouTube, and other archive channels. We've got an entire series where we went through the whole damn tradition in the training aspect of how we train our students. Now, folks, if you watch those videos and it doesn't run you screaming down through the woods and hollering, somebody help me, you might be shaman. Then again, if you open your beer can with a pair of needle nose, you might be a redneck.
Hey now.
I'm laughing about that because you do that.
Right. But,
Hey, I don't want to ruin my nail.
there you go. So, I mean,
Now,
well, let me ask you this. Let's see. Well, Dave says, if someone give me a choice to do, let's see, if you give me a choice, do you want to be a shaman or not? He says, you know, I would say no, but he says that's what he was born to be. That's what he is, and he enjoys it. Definitely not easy, and you know, I kind of follow that same essential thought process. You know, yeah, okay, there are a number of people that may not understand who or what they are as they're growing up. Hell, I'm 58 years old and I still try to understand what I am. Shut up, Lester. But you know, case come to point. Once you start down a path and you allow yourself to be led by whatever aspect you might call spirit guide, angel, guardian, what the fuck ever. As you start to find yourself flowing down that path, as human beings, we instinctively want to know why. And irregardless of whether or not you're one of the ones that want a label or that want to be a part of an organized tradition or whatever, in spite of yourself, you're going to find yourself with a label, whether it's shaman, druid, witch, fae, Catholic, whatever.
Some of the labels I've gotten over my life as a pagan are not mentionable, not even on this.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, you do.
And you know what? I'm okay with it. It used to bother the hell out of me when I was in my 20s and 30s. But at the end of the day, I know what I am. I'll make a shit to me whether or not anybody else does.
Don,
Hello.
when Cindy told me the topic, the first thought that came to my head was one of the usual topics of you like to hit, or it's somebody says, make me a shaman, and your response is usually a one referring to what the gods will do. Be ready for the ride of your life.
Yeah.
It's like, tell the gods, make me a shaman. And they look down and say, okay,
Poof, you're a shaman.
here we go.
But you may not, you know, you know, Cindy and Clint both, and Lester, can actually tell you the sheer number of people that have come through just the Grove of the Celtic Shaman tradition that step up to the fire, they pound their chest like they're all this and all that, and they say, I dedicate a year and a day of my life to the tradition.
And 3 months later, they're gone.
And yeah, 3 to 6 months later, they're going, and I'm like,
It is too hard.
I told you.
Please release me. I'm not a shaman.
But let's think about Uh, you know, Paul can absolutely speak for the witches, and Jamie can absolutely speak for the druids. Would the same
I'm not
not
going to speak for
be,
myself.
and Lester can speak for himself, Lester can speak for the Catholics. But
Oh, it's easy to be a Catholic.
Do what?
do what?
It's easy to be Catholic.
Not really.
Oh yeah. I was one for 14 years of my life. Then I realized these some bitches don't know what they're talking about.
Right. That's why it's not easy to be a Catholic.
Alright, this is subject. Wait. It's gonna agree to disagree on YouTube.
Well, I mean, let's think about it.
You
Really.
guys want to hear something really funny? I find it.
Come on.
When I came down to East Texas in 2002 and was consecrated a priestess after, I don't know, a year and a half of training, whatever it was. And my father died like literally a week after I got home to Minnesota. And I was 30-something years in the Catholic Church and was a Eucharistic minister, etc. And my mother looked at me and said, "Oh, I've already talked to the priest and got permission. You're going to do communion for your dad's funeral." So, a week and a half after I was consecrated priestess, I was standing at the front of the Catholic Church doing communion for my dad's funeral. If that priest would have known that he was standing next to a pagan priestess, I don't think he'd have been standing there long.
Excommunicated.
That's funny.
They are. Isn't there women priests now in the Catholic Church?
No.
No.
Yes, there are women Catholic priests.
No.
No.
No. Nay. Nix. Nada. Net.
There will never, ever be a female priest in the Catholic Church because the male patriarchal hierarchy will never...
Anglican Church, not the Catholic Church.
Every other flavor of Christianity allows women to be pastors, preachers, whatever, except the Catholics. They are misogynistic.
I find it interesting, too, that there were...
Prove you wrong, guys.
Okay.
In the Roman Catholic, that is really not church authority, calls itself the Roman Catholic, ordained women priests at the present time.
Okay.
They've started being ordained in the late 1900s. Roman Catholic do ordain women priests now.
That's what I thought.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I believe that sort.
Now,
mean-
the Orthodox Catholic Church has women priests.
What the fuck's the difference? A Catholic church is a Catholic church.
There's a lot of
Oh,
difference.
no.
So,
It's like the difference between an Orthodox Jew and, there's different.
That's like saying the difference between an orange and an apple.
see, this is why I like being pagan and following shamanism as my path. It's relatively simple.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's like Dave said, shamanism isn't easy, but neither is Druidism and neither is witchcraft. Any chosen path that we decide to accept responsibility for is not easy. I mean, the trials you have to go through, and the lifestyle that you have to learn, and all the different shit.
Bodies you have to hide.
Say again.
The bodies you have to hide.
Well, now see, the cool thing about shamanism, we really don't actually do that anymore.
You don't need the hiding the bodies, or you don't hide the bodies.
We don't have bodies to hide. We just, we are what we are. If you don't like us, then go fuck yourself.
Okay, Okay, on Discord, I posted on the chat the first female.
I can't see the fucking chat. I lost the chat.
Okay, Dawn. All right.
Well, where did you put it?
All right, look. You see, no, on the left-hand side, you see where all the voice channels and text channels. Can
Yeah.
you see any? Go up there to your Open Pagan Church. Click down on the arrow. You see text chat.
Yeah, but then that takes me out of voice chat.
Okay, no. Shouldn't. Click. See the text chat up there? Click down on it. Or click on it. And then you'll see Open Pagan with the pound on it.
But if you read that, Cindy, a little ways into it, it'll tell you that the 2 women that were ordained were excommunicated, and so is the bishop.
Oh.
Yes.
Ouch.
Told
Okay.
you.
I am looking for the goddamn.
It's the text channel. Then go click on the text channel header.
There it is. I found it.
There you go.
Don sounds like he's
The other thing, my mother will forever argue the idea that the Catholic Church was the first church and that Peter was the first pope and all of the good jazz. And at the end of the day, the whole thing was derived from paganism to start with, thrown in with a little bit of man-made greed, and then topped off with a whole bunch of prejudice and fear of other faith.
It was.
And how can you refute that point? It's the truth.
It was.
Which point?
Yeah.
They created their faith to try to decimate ours in order to fool the sheep into following them.
Absolutely, because cheeks and seats make cash in pocket.
Who and what made what?
Okay.
Cheeks or butt cheeks in seats at the church make cash in these people's pockets, and so that when that dwindled a little bit and people started to fade back towards the pagan world, well, then they created hell, because now we can scare people into being there, and then we can sell indulgences that will help prayer people to.
Yeah, you remember what that caused.
Yeah.
There's in a Catholic religion there is no room for faith.
But
it has to be personal faith. It doesn't, not spiritual faith. You know, not organized faith.
There's no spiritual faith in the Catholic religion.
But what the fuck am I doing wrong? At one point we had 100+ people with cheeks in seats in a circle, and the only thing
You didn't ask for money.
Oh.
Oh, he did ask for money. Nobody had any to give.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, even today we tell people.
Yeah, I tried that too, but that doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
And you didn't threaten them that if they didn't keep coming, they would go to hell.
That's what I did wrong. Okay.
Eternal damnation just does a whole lot for filling up chairs.
Well, I guess I'm always going to be a broke motherfucker then, because as a shaman, it's not my job to scare anybody into doing anything.
Nope.
I mean, number one, if you think about it, okay,
Yeah.
if you think about it, no matter what spiritual path you choose, the trials that you're put on by your chosen deity is tough enough. Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
I mean, whether you're a shaman, a druid, a witch, a fae, a true Catholic, or a true Baptist, or a true anything else, the trials that our chosen deity put us through, and as pagan we have a shitload of them, that's enough to scare anybody absolutely shitless.
It should be.
And then there is those of us crazy fuckers that stick around for a while.
and laugh about everything that's being thrown in our face.
Yeah,
Hey, there he is.
yeah,
Yay, back.
yeah, pretty much. So I mean, what does this
To
tell us?
answer to your point, Don, I agree with you. I can remember back to being 3 and 4 years old and feeling differently about nature and the world around me and my thoughts and my feelings about the church my parents were taking me to.
Yep.
But it took a very long time and a lot of growth and a lot of effort and research and study to get to the point that when the Catholic priest told me that I had some kind of fault in the idea that my husband beat the shit out of me and left with my best friend, that it was my fault, that when I actually broke from that church and searched out what my faith was, it was more of an identification of what I've always felt than it was a discovery of a new path.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that holy shit moment, and it's like Dave said in chat, or those that choose you. When you're talking about deity, um, when I finally woke up and said, okay, what is this thing called shaman? Where is it from? How does it work? What does it do? And what is the foundation? So I started researching. I didn't have the things we have nowadays, which are human teachers. My shit was all done through the council. And my council came to me one at a time through the years. Some of them, well, we won't go down that road, but anyway, um, yeah, so depending on the deity that chooses you, and depending on also whether or not you accept that deity as a part of your pantheon. So, in the same thing that we've been saying since the opening of the broadcast, it takes time. Okay, yeah, you may wake up one day and decide, okay, it come to me in a dream through the astral, what the hell ever. What is this thing called witchcraft? What is this thing truly called druid, fae, shaman, whatever? I first had to realize and accept that I was pagan. Okay, I had to realize and accept for myself that I had an absolute personal problem with a single male masculine god
Amen, brother.
sending his own begotten son to die for human sins when I don't even believe in sin to begin with. Now, when I was a deacon at the church and I sang on the church choir for several years, I was having problems with it even then because
Okay.
I absolutely have a problem with people that sit in Sunday school and tell children, right? These people are telling children, if you don't follow the Bible and you don't do what the preacher tells you to, you're going to go to hell.
I have a problem with anybody's church telling a brand new mom who just had a baby just not too long ago that her baby, if they don't have it baptized, is going to go to hell if it dies before the age of it making its own decision about what the baby wants.
Right. But at the end of the day, choosing our path or having our path chose for us, as many of us do. I mean, granted, there's a number of people out there that wake up one day and decide, I'm going to be a shaman. Okay.
Well, if you're not, how can you be something you're already not? But then they find out real quick.
Yeah, but there are those that live their entire lives in confusion, in lost. Me, for example, I never knew what the word was. I mean, yeah, okay, I'd heard of the Native American medicine man, the Native American shaman, and this, that, and the other. And though I thought it was cool, and I really liked it, it never drew to me. Well, as I begin to learn more about the Pictish philosophies, the ancient Celts, and prior to the Celts and prior to them, I found myself becoming more and more understood, if you will, of what I am. And not
I
all.
totally agree with you. That's the way I honestly felt at about 4 years old, sitting at a Thanksgiving table, listening to my relatives all talk and realizing that I identified as a Native American, only to research later and find out that that same ideal came from the ancient Celtic world.
Right. And by bloodline, okay, um, by bloodline, I should identify as a Choctaw Indian by bloodline. But at the same time, by bloodline, I should identify as Irish. There's a whole long ass story behind that that's not important to go into, but we tend to do the wobble thing and the side to side thing while we're growing up. Very, very few people are born out of the womb. The first words out of their mouth is, "What is shaman?" The
Oh,
first,
come on. Their first words out of the womb is, I'm a priestess.
right. That that comes with society going, well, I'm all this and I'm all that and you're nothing. Well, eventually kids that hear that come up saying, okay, well, I heard it growing up, I'm all this and I'm all that, so you're nothing, so I'm going to do it as an adult. I'm all this and I'm all that and you're nothing. Now, in retrospect, okay, the phrase make me a shaman, let's turn the tables a little bit and let's presume that I was raised in a shamanic house by shamanic people, studying and following the indigenous shamanic ways of the ancient Pects, the healers, the soothsayers, if you will, the readers, the ones that knew just knew what needed to be done through meditation or astral travel. Let's presume I was raised with that precognitive understanding. And one day in my young adulthood or adulthood, whatever, I woke up one day and said, none of this makes any sense to me. It never really has. What is this thing called druid? Or in the same word, what is this thing called witchcraft? Or in defense of Christian philosophy, let's say I wake up one day and I go, but I don't understand all of this. I only see one God with a single Lord. And the things that I've lived to understand and grow and study is that I believe in sin. I believe in the single God. I believe in, Jesus Christ. I believe in all of this stuff. So I still maintain that you cannot make anyone anything outside of their core, even if it may take years or lifetimes to finally decide what that core is. What do you guys think?
I agree with that.
No.
But it seems like to me if religion was so great that they try to make everybody be something in the core that they're not, but they're so wise, why wouldn't they know this? But they don't even see that. You know what I mean? They're tripping over their shoelace.
Eventually, and like um, the topic in Open Pagan Church this morning was the resurgence of paganism. People are coming to grips with an understanding that they may not be what they are told they have been or they are told they will be their entire lives.
That's because we're all worshiping aliens.
There goes.
Well, we're all one big science experiment, and we've all gone to hell in a handbasket. So there you go.
Well, just what do you think the Catholics are going to do when they find out that their God is an alien?
Probably the same thing pagans are going to do if they find out that their gods and goddesses are alien.
Finally, yes.
Hello, Lester. Are you welcome back?
Sorry, I had to step out for a bit.
Uh-oh.
Leave me up, Scotty, please.
But here's the thing. And if we go down that rabbit hole of what if, it's a very dangerous fucking rabbit hole, I'll tell you. But if we go down the rabbit hole of what if, right? What if we are all a great big science experiment thrown down here by the aliens so they could sit back and drink beer, eat popcorn, and enjoy the show? Well,
My wife is going, what
Well,
the
then
hell
this
are
is
you
one
doing?
great big comedy.
well, you know, I mean,
We all looked like the Three Stooges at that point.
well, you know, if we allow ourselves, and this is one of the things that I've noticed. Another thing that is coming around, you know, make me a shaman, make me a witch, make me a grilled cheese sandwich.
How can somebody make somebody something? That's what I don't understand.
Well, see,
Poof,
therein
you're a
lies-
grilled cheese sandwich.
Poof, you're a grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, don't forget the pepper jack.
Don't forget the organ.
There you go. But society has chosen another thing that is coming around, you know, which make me a grilled cheese sandwich.
How can somebody make somebody something like that?
Well, see, but here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing to it. Okay.
Which one are you listening to?
Who's talking? What are we
No
doing?
one. Go ahead.
Oh, I heard an echo somewhere. When society has decided that they're going, you know, they were going to form this thing called a proper society. I'm not even going to pick on the Christians. I'm just going to say a proper society. If you tell, and this has been social experiments that have been proven through the years, if you tell someone something enough times and it's the only thing they hear in repetition, repetition, repetition from the day they're born, irregardless of what spirit tells them, irregardless of what their mind tells them, they're going to hear that programmed repetition. And every once in a while, you get a couple of people that go, fuck that, I want to know more. That's becoming more and more apparent as society moves on, that people are sick and tired of being made to be anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a little bit of, at least in the people that I've seen, at least in the people I've seen lately, that there's a certain amount of people that want truth, or what they resemble as the truth.
Right.
And that includes that they don't understand, they don't gather or accept anymore that there is a God that wants to play dominator with a whole bunch of people's lives just for the sheer joy of watching people suffer. And they don't accept the old story of what this God is and whatever as their own fact anymore. So they're looking for something that is more real and concrete.
Right. And
You ever watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the World?
oh, that was a good, yeah.
Universe?
42.
Rats rule the world.
Well, it is a rat race.
Oh, true that. True that. Um,
Touch my cheese.
what's that? Oh,
Don't
well,
touch
yeah.
the cheese.
Yeah, it's all down to the cheese. Don't forget the coffee.
All right. You want to wrap it up, Don?
Well, I'm thinking. Does anybody have anything else they want to offer on the topic? Pretty much make me anything. Make me a shaman. Make me a druid. Make me a witch. Make me a Catholic.
Make me a
Make me a
wealthy
grilled cheese
white man
sandwich.
with no concerns.
And this is what a lot of
Right.
people do when they get interested in that and they see these people and they think these people are all that. They go, "Oh, let me learn from you. Make me this." And they think these other, and I see so much of that. And it
Right.
just makes me want to gag like with a pitchfork.
Well, one of the things that we need to look at, and I want to kind of draw down with this, no matter who we are, no matter what lifestyle we live, no matter what religion we follow, and then under that religion, what path or denomination we may choose, no matter who we are, change begins when I respect you and your right to believe what you think you want to believe, and you choose to respect me in the way I believe and my right to believe the way I want to believe. But the thing of it is, we have to portray that to the public. We are, with social networking today being global, it's no longer just how Texas feels or how Minnesota feels or how New Orleans feels or how who the fuck ever else feels. It matters how I feel about myself. And quite honestly, if I'm okay with me being shaman, I don't care if you're okay with it or not. I'm not going to shove it down your throat. Um, if you want to watch our broadcast, please do. If you want to troll our broadcast, piss off. If you want to watch our Open Pagan Church broadcast, please do. If you want to troll the broadcast, piss off, because we will delete your trolling comments. We don't care. And on my personal Facebook, if you don't like what I post, block it, ignore it, delete me as friend. I don't care.
And definitely don't say anything bad about my friend, because I'll attack you back.
Oh yeah, that's fun to watch. But case in point, what I've started doing, and what if more people would do this, I don't have a problem. And anybody that knows me knows this. I don't have a problem debating a situation. I don't have a problem learning from what somebody else may feel. But the bullshit of calling people stupid, ignorant, dumbass on social networks needs to stop. I just delete people anymore. You know, I just delete their ass. I don't care. But
It's
and
easy for people to do that.
yes, it
because
is.
There's no consequence to it.
Right. Well, the only consequence is make a shit less to me. I just delete your ass. Then I don't have to worry about it.
And I might add that payday is Mother's Day. That's what Mother's Day is, because you got to pay this mother and that.
And happy Mother's Day to those of you. This day, May 10th, 2020, is Mother's Day in America. I know it's not in a lot of other places around the world, but remember the number one mother, Mother Earth, right?
Amen, brother.
Plant a tree, go out and do a little bit of, huh?
Planted the what was it? We did a mimosa yesterday.
Yep, love mimosa trees. Yep. Well, be who you are, and remember, you can't be made to be anything. And I can't make you a shaman. If you want to learn shamanism, Step your ass up to the plate, do the studies that need to be done, ask the questions that need to be asked, and if you decide you're not shaman, I wish you well. But the same thing goes with anything else. Just if you don't know who you are and you don't know how to be who you are, get with those people that will help you find out who you are. If people are trying to tell you who you are, well, maybe you need to run very fast the other direction and find those people that says, I don't know who you are, but I can help you find out.
Great can, I don't mean to bring out fuel.
What?
Nothing. Go
Oh,
ahead.
got it.
That's
Yep.
such a deep, dark, scary place. Getting to know who you are inside, that's like takes a lot of balls to go in there and finally, after years, come face to face with who you are inside.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
does.
Right on.
that's if you can survive that, then congratulations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, listen, thank you very much for watching Live with the Shaman. I need topics. I'm out of topics. I need ideas, so PM me or whatever, some of the ideas you have. And, hell, we'll see you next week here on Live with the Shaman.